Grandpa, where did your brother Louis come from anyway? Was he born with his thumb in his mouth and with the blanket he always carries around?
Silly. Babies aren't born with blankets. They aren't even born with their thumbs in their mouth, I don't think.
Well, then where did he come from?
Home on Elm Street. That's where we live, you know.
Hey, I mean when he was small. You know, an infant, a little baby.
A what?
An infant. You know, very small, just born. Where did your mother and father get him?
My mother went to the hospital and our doctor delivered him for her there. It was kind of a miracle. A funny little kid like that has to be a miracle.
Ha ha! Gosh, you don't know anything.
What do I know about where babies come from anyways? Let alone Louis. I know, Roger can tell us. Anyone who can play music on the piano like he does must know vast amounts of interesting things. Like even where a baby comes from.
That's true.
Roger! Roger! Roger, where do babies come from?
Well, to understand where babies come from, one must start from the beginning. All babies are derived on the basis of genetics.
What?
Genetics. It's all really very simple. All things that live are made from billions of little cells. And in each cell are tiny packages of chemicals called genes that determine what we are going to be. A boy, a girl, a flower, a fish, a donkey, or an elephant. Nature puts chemicals in the genes, which tells how you will grow and what you will be like. The way a house is built from plans, the genes are plans for all living things, so that they even decide what kind of hair, eyes, teeth, and talent you have.
No one plays music on the piano the way Roger does.
To continue, eyes, teeth, and talent, as well as all the other features about living things, are decided by the genes. Nature puts together whole groups of genes that have all the stuff needed to make us what we are in a special way. That makes every child a distinct and different person, different from anyone else that has ever lived. It makes every one of us special and unique. Even though we sometimes look and act alike, we are still different.
No one plays music on the piano the way Roger does.
That's true. Half of a baby's genes come from its mother's egg and the other half from its father's sperm. And when the sperm and egg come together, they unite to form a cell with all the needed genes inside. This cell then divides, forming 2 cells, 4, 8, and on, so there are billions of cells that form a baby.
Are all babies made that way?
Pretty much so. The father part of a flower unites with the mother part of a flower, and a seed is formed. That once inside the earth becomes a new baby flower. The mother fish drops her eggs in the stream, which unites with the sperm the father fish drops in the stream to form the baby fish. With animals and people, this doesn't happen in the ground or in a stream, but in the body. Sparky, Susie's dog, came from his father's sperm uniting with his mother's egg and then growing inside of his mother's body until he was ready to be born.
At the Happy Days Dog Farm.
Yes, at the Happy Days Dog Farm. He developed inside of his mother's body for 3 months and then he was born, all whole, breathing and alive. He was able to do lots of things for himself right off when he was born. Human babies are the same, only they take about 9 months to develop inside the mother's body before they are born. An elephant takes almost 2 years till it's born.
Whoever heard of something growing inside of a body?
Really, it's all quite true. In animals and people, the babies are made and develop while growing inside of the mother's body, in a part that is called the uterus.
The what?
The uterus.
Roger, you're not fooling me.
Well, you've seen dogs and cats with big bellies before they have babies. The belly is big because of the large uterus holding a developing baby inside.
That's true. But what's a uterus?
The uterus is an organ inside the lower part of a girl's belly that is the place where a baby is formed and developed, growing bigger and bigger as the baby grows bigger and bigger. I guess like a stretching sack, stretching until the baby is fully developed and born, and lives on its own outside of the mother's body.
In its own house, like a bird flying away from its nest after it comes out of the egg?
No, silly. in its own house, but with its mother and father. A newborn baby is rather dependent, you know. And although it is outside of its mother's body, it is still dependent until it grows up to be an adult. A human baby depends on its parents for care and food longer than baby birds and animals do.
Yes, a new baby is dependent.
All babies except Samantha. She was born independent. Ha ha.
Ha ha yourself.
Okay, so how does the baby get out of the uterus and into the world to come to its new home?
Through the vagina, which is a passage between the uterus and an opening between the mother's legs, an opening close to where the urine leaves a girl's body.
Roger, that's fascinating.
Roger, you said an egg from the mother and a thing called sperm from the father unite to form what develops into a baby? What are sperm?
Sperm are the cells produced by the father in oval-shaped things in the scrotal sac between the father's legs. All boys and fathers have these oval-shaped things in the sac, which are called testicles. The same way all girls and mothers have ovaries, which produce eggs.
Really?
Roger, you're so clever.
The sperm look like little tadpoles when you see them through a microscope.
When did you look through a microscope?
I didn't. I saw a picture in a book. Now, when the sperm joins with the mother's egg, the sperm's tail fall off. You know, millions of sperm try to join with one egg, but only one makes it. This is because the egg will only let one sperm enter it so that they may form a baby.
The egg is very clever.
But where did you say the egg comes from?
From two round-shaped ovaries in the mother's body.
Are they very big?
Oh, a little bigger than a walnut. The ovaries are connected by a tube to the uterus where the baby develops. There is a tube on each side of the uterus, one for each ovary that lies on each side of the uterus.
You say all girls have ovaries?
Yes, all girls have ovaries. They are even present in her body when a girl is first born. And every girl, when she's grown and big, develops an egg in one of her ovaries every month.
So she can have a baby?
Only if the egg joins the sperm. Pay attention. Continue, Roger.
Yes, an egg unites with the sperm, and 9 months later the baby is born, and right from birth can do many things necessary for survival so it can live on its own. Breathe, eat by getting milk from a bottle or its mother's breast, go to the bathroom in its diapers,
Ugh, soggy diapers.
react to sound, light, and other things that are a part of the new baby's world. And so many things that the baby is able to do is because of instinctive reaction that all living babies, human and animal, are born with, that enables them to do many things without having been taught. And this all happens because of an egg, a sperm, and of course genetics.
I know, but some of this is kind of tough. Maybe Mom and Dad can help us out with the answers to the things we still don't understand.
There goes Roger, playing again.
We've used many words that may be new to you, but are really very simple. Let's take a moment and define what they are. Which words were new to you, Susie?
Genetics.
Genetics is the study of genes, what they are, what they do, and how they do it.
Well then, what are genes?
Genes, which is spelled Genes, are the chemical packages that are in every living cell that determine what we are going to be, such as a boy or a girl, as well as the color of our hair and eyes.
What is a cell?
A cell, which is spelled C-E-L-L, is the building block of the body, that when combined by the billions form a living person. The very first cell that forms to make a living person comes about by the union of the sperm from the father and the egg from the mother.
Egg?
The egg is the cell that is produced by the mother in her ovaries. It is the egg that unites with the sperm to form the new baby.
A sperm.
Sperm, spelled S-P-E-R-M, is the cell produced by the father in his testicles that unites with the egg to form the new baby.
Ovary?
Ovary, spelled O-V-A-R-Y, is the round-shaped reproductive glands of the mother's female organs. There is one on either side of the uterus. They are where the egg comes from. The ovaries produce an egg every month.
Uterus.
Uterus, spelled U-T-E-R-U-S, is the slightly hollow organ that connects by a tube to the ovaries. It is in the uterus that the united sperm and egg develop into the new baby, with the uterus stretching like a sac as a baby's body grows bigger and bigger.
Vagina.
Vagina, spelled V-A-G-I-N-A, is a canal-like passage between the uterus and an opening between the mother's legs. It is the place where sperm are deposited by the father during mating, and the passage through which the baby passes into the new world when it is born.
Testicle.
Testicles, spelled T-E-S-T-I-C-L-E, is the oval-shaped reproductive gland of the father's male organs where the sperm are produced. There are two in the scrotal sac between the father's legs.
And scrotal sac?
The scrotal sac is a pouch of skin between the father's legs that contain the two testicles.
What does the word unique mean?
Unique, spelled U-N-I-Q-U-E, means one and only. Different than all others, specially different. There is nothing else that is exactly like something that is unique.
And instinctive?
Instinctive means doing something naturally and automatically without having been taught how to do it. Like being able to eat when you're first born without having been taught by anyone.
If what some of the words mean still isn't quite clear, ask Mom and Dad for help.
It's time to play my piano now.